Now the next important concept to understand is shutter speed. Now you can think of shutter speed like a small door inside your camera that's opening and closing at different speeds. Now depending on how long the door is open for, it lets in different amounts of light. The basic idea to understand here is the faster the shutter speed, the quicker that door opens and shuts. And when it does that, it freezes the action. On the other hand, if you have a slow shutter speed, the door stays open for longer, which makes the scene a little bit more blurry. So let's have a look at a few images that illustrate this. So in this image of a man cutting trees on a farm in Cambodia, I wanted to freeze the man's action as he was striking down. So I decided to use a slightly higher shutter speed. I set the camera to 1/500th of a second, which was just enough to freeze his arm movement. In this image of a boy swinging from a tree on an island in the South Pacific, I needed a higher shutter speed, as the boy was moving at a faster speed than the man cutting trees in the image before. There was plenty of light in this situation, so I was able to freeze the action by using a higher shutter speed, which in this case was over 1/1000th. Finally, in this image, I was making pictures of people playing volleyball, and I knew I wanted to freeze the fast action and capture both people and balls as they were moving through the air, so I needed an even higher shutter speed, which was over 1/2000th, and that was able to capture the action. Let's look at the use of slow shutter speed now in this image from Vietnam. I had positioned myself on the side of a street and wanted to try and capture an image that communicated the hustle and bustle of Ho Chi Minh City. I set the shutter speed to 1/8 of a second and tried to hold my camera very steady and made a frame that kept the woman sharp in the foreground and blurred the traffic behind her. When taking pictures at very slow shutter speeds, it's best to use a tripod, as it prevents everything in the whole frame being blurred. In this image, I set my camera on a tripod on a beach and made a portrait of this man using a slow shutter speed so I could blur the waves at his feet. Traffic is always a good subject for long shutter speeds too, as you can create interesting effects such as this image from Taiwan. Again, I put the camera on a tripod, exposed for 5 seconds, and got that really interesting effect of the lights streaming past on the road.